Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash, to the hopeful elect Akim. So this says here, right, Evelyn the Rothschild of banking dynasty dies at 91, all right? So pretty much we know that yesterday, Evelyn the Rothschild passed away pretty much. He's in the spirit realm. He passed away, I believe, in his home somewhere here in the city, or in London, somewhere here in London. He passed away pretty much. So, the point is, what I wanted to say is as well, I've got some scriptures about, because they're the elites. This is like a top family, basically. We've been mentioning them for years, our apostles and elders for years before that, been talking about these elites. They're written in the Bible, the secret counsel of the wicked, which I'm going to read that. But pretty much what I wanted to say is pretty much what proves that they're the elites is his death is a big deal. This is a major man on the planet, all right? Or, from the line of Esau, and the media ain't even making a big deal out of it. The media's hasn't barely mentioned it. I was looking it up. There's a few, obviously there's newspaper articles and things like that, but it's not all over the news, which proves that they rule, man. See, when the Queen died, that was all over the news for days on end. All right, that's all you kept hearing about. So it proves the people of this world, majority of the people of this world are goyim, man, because no one ain't even, apart from those that know, people that are in the know, no one ain't even thinking about this. A major man like Evelyn the Rothschild just passed away, man. This is a big deal. All right, so I'm going to read some of this and I'm going to read the scriptures. It says, Evelyn the Rothschild of banking dynasty dies at 91. Initially showing little promise, he eventually joined the family firm and rose to chairman, wielding vast influence in Britain's financial and political affairs. All right. So it says, Evelyn de Rothschild, under here it says, in 1968, he mastered the intricacies of a boutique bank trying to survive in a globalized world of financial institutions. He was a financial advisor to Queen Elizabeth II. All right, so these are top people, man. The Queen was up there too, but she was pretty much obviously under the Rothschilds and the super big families, pretty much the super elite families. But she's up there. She's up there also. And there's pictures of Evelyn pointing fingers at Prince. It was Prince then. He's the so-called king now, King Charles, and he's pointing his finger in his chest, man, which is a position of authority, man. It shows you how powerful they are. All right, and even when you watch the Rothschild movie, it shows you, political leaders would come to Nathan Rothschild here in London, in England, and come to Nathan Rothschild for advice and finance. It shows you that. It shows you how they took over the Bank of England, man. All right, so they're a big time family, and this is a big deal, man. All right, that he's passed away, which is the spirit of the Lord. It's the Lord, the Lord's. It's signs that we're at the end. Because you'd have thought someone like Evelyn, I'm so lucky for talking, I want to get the scriptures, I'm going to read some of this too. You'd have thought someone like Evelyn the Rothschild would be alive to witness, the fruition of the New World Order. But the Lord's got his own plans, man. The Lord does things how he does it. So it says, Evelyn the Rothschild, who as a London scion of the European banking dynasty, helped Britain privatize its railroads, steel and coal in the tradition of his ancestors, who had helped finance the acquisition of the Suez Canal and the defeat of Napoleon, died on Monday evening at his home in London. He was 91, exactly, the defeat of Napoleon. This is when they got the Bank of England, but it told you their influence and money privatized Britain's railroads, steel and coal. All right, they had a hand in the Suez Canal, the building of the Suez Canal. They basically rule the world, man. They have their hands in everything through their finance, and if you have the finance, all right, you rule the monetary system. You pretty much rule the people, all right. So it says, Suez Canal and defeat of Napoleon, died on Monday evening at his home in London. He was 91. The Rothschild Archive, which was founded by the Rothschild family, confirmed the death, with his love of racehorses, sports cars, parties, and excursions abroad, yeah, they're not in trouble as other men. The Lords had the spirit on the Rothschilds and their counterparts, the top families, the DuPonts, the Gettys. There's a lot of families. I believe there's one called the Langolis or Langolstons, top families, man. The Cavendishes, you know, they're all top families. The Bushes are up there too, you know. Maybe not on the Rothschild level, but the Bushes are top family also, and they're Amalekites. They're all intertwined. The Rockefellers, all right. There's loads, man. You know, the Bundys. There's a lot of Illuminati families, right? So it says, with his love of racehorses, sports cars, parties, and excursions abroad, Mr. Rothschild might have become an international playboy. He failed economics and dropped out of Cambridge University, seemed happier on polo grounds than in banking circles in a city, and had little taste for high finance or investment strategies. But the Rothschild name and history weighed upon Sir Evelyn's father. Sir Evelyn's father was the chairman, and his great-great-grandfather the founder of N.M. Rothschild and Sons, a British branch of the family banking empire that began in the 18th century Frankfurt, Germany, and that with its network of couriers and spies, financial wizardry and political alliances, financial wizardry, listen to the word in here, man, financial wizardry, spies, political alliances. I mean, these guys pretty much, they're the demons of the planet pretty much, with the power and influence to do as they want. Infiltrate governments, infiltrate countries, bankrupt countries, then fund them where you have to be dependent on them. All right? Central banks in people's countries, which is all owned by them. So when they own that, now they own your infrastructure, they own what comes in and out of you. Every grain that comes in and out of your country, they own it, man. All right? This is the top, top 1%, so to speak. These top families, man, and he was a big part of that. So it says, and that with his networks of couriers and spies, then they're spies. So that's they're infiltrators. You know, like even on the level of someone like the police, for example, the MI5 and the MI6. They're nothing but the MI6 and the police, and they're lower level, but they're nothing but they work for these elites, man. They're pit bulls for the elite. So when like James Bond, for example, in the James Bond movies, he's going into different countries, you know, to so-called fight the bad guys on behalf of Britain. No, they really do that on behalf of the Rothschilds. Obviously, they might not know on that level what they're doing, but they do it on behalf of these big families. Go into countries, destabilize them, find out who's who, what's going on here and there. You know, then they will come in with the funding basically to stabilize a country, but in reality they own it. I mean, there's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it. But the Rothschilds, it just said it there. It said their financial wizardry, political alliances spread across Europe, making fortunes and influencing the destinies of nations for 200 years. So they've had control over nations pretty much. The Rothschilds had financed the armies of Europe in the Napoleonic Wars, salvaged the Bank of England in a liquidity crisis, were instrumental in passage of the Slavery Abolition Act of 1833. Yeah, no doubt they were involved in slavery too. How do you think they built their empire? The Rothschilds, they built their empire through what? Through theft, slavery, enslaving nations, enslaving the Israelites, building nations through slave labor, all right? And then it says they abolished it. Well, they were some of the biggest proponents of slavery, all right? They still have us in slavery today, all right? So it says wars salvaged the Bank of England in liquidity crisis, were instrumental in the passage of the Slavery Abolition Act of 1833 and financed Britain's 1875 purchase of a controlling interest in the Suez Canal. It had even helped finance construction of the underground London subway system. I mean, that's pretty much, I mean, there's more to this article, but I mean, the point is, you know, Evelyn, see if there's a picture of him here, because I want to get into the scriptures, because I mean, this is just lots of information about their family, which we know things already, right? But pretty much the point is, what I was gonna say is, Salakia. The point what I was gonna say is, pretty much someone with such influence like this, he's basically one of the kings of the earth, man. Passed away, this is signs of the end as well. Passed away in the media, no one's even talking about it, man. So the Lord's even plaguing these elites, man. All right, the Lord's even plaguing these elites. So I'm going to read this here. And I believe that picture there, so lucky, if that picture there on the far left, I believe, is Nathan Rothschild himself. That painting there. All right, so I'm going to read this here. And these are the people that have put us in slavery and claimed our heritage, man. Claimed that they're the Israelites. Okay, so this is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." All right. Yeah, that's these elites who devise iniquity upon their beds. These elites, these international bankers. All right. Evelyn is no longer with us. He's in the spirit realm. I believe from yesterday he's in the spirit realm. And, he knows when he comes back next, he's going to be coming back in slavery, man. All right. He's on the left-hand side of the Heavenly Father. He's done what he's had to do here. The Lord required him. And when he comes back next, he's going to be in captivity. But the point is, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity, all right? That's these elites, all right? And work evil upon their beds. Yeah, and what's the evil they work? The New World Order, man. The NWO, to put implantable things in people's hands, man. In your forehead, in your hands. You see? To destroy families, which is what they've been doing. To destroy genders, which is what they've been doing. Depopulate the planet, which is one of their plans, and what they've been doing also. Because when you see, men and women, the dynamics of men and women is off. That's part of depopulation. Abortion, you got the LGBTQ and feminism, and people don't want to elope and deal anymore. That's part of depopulation, man. People are not, breeding. So, but ultimately it's to cull the planet. But, that's what they do basically, man. That's the evil they work upon their beds. They devise these cunning plans to fulfill their New World Order, man. All right. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. What did that article just say? It said for 200 years they've had control over nations. Longer than that, really. But it says they've had control over nations, man. That's what it just said there. All right. Through what? Through financial wizardry. Through their spies, it said in the article. All right. But that's what it is. They cover, and really ultimately through the army. Because all these divisions of Esau's world, the army, the police, the MI5, MI6, CIA, all these different divisions, they're nothing but pit bulls for the elites. All right, even down to the Navy SEAL or whatever that goes in and kills Iraqis or whoever they are sent to kill. You're working for the Rothschilds, man. That's who you work for. That's your kings, for the elite families. So that's what they do, and they covet fields. They control nations through their finances, everything. When they control the finances, and when you're getting too cheeky, like what's my man? The guy that, what's the guy? I forgot his name now. Gaddafi. What did they do with Gaddafi? He wasn't trying to play ball. They killed him. They would just send the army in. They covered fields and they take them by violence. That order definitely came down from the high up families, man. And they send in their minions and take them in houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage, man. And that's what they do. That's what these elites do, man. All right. But it's just funny that it's the spirit that, that this guy or this man's gone now. This is signs that we're at the end, man. All right. And it's funny that they're barely talking about it. Like the BBC, the ITV, hasn't even been on mainstream news on the TV. Someone like this has passed away and no one's talking about it. Except for obviously us, the great millstone, man. The brothers of Israel, because we've been saying their names for years, telling you through the Bible who they are, man. This is Psalm 64 from the top. It says, "The chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right. Yeah, and that was David asking the Lord to hide him from the secret counsel of the wicked. Who's the secret counsel of the wicked? These elites, man. All right. These elites, they're the secret counsel. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Yeah, that's these elites. They're workers of iniquity, man. All right. And what's part of their iniquity? Slavery. All right. Claiming to be the people of the Lord. They call themselves Jewish. That's what they say, right? Claiming the land of Israel, claiming they're the people of the Lord. All these lies when really they're the people of Edom, man. So they're the workers of iniquity. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Yeah, and that's the perfect represents us, the Israelites. And what have they been doing to us in secret? They've been conspiring against the Israelites. They've been destroying us, making our people sin, feeding us poison, have kept us in the ghettos. These plans all trickle down from the elites, man. And the system of the elites, by whether it's the police, whether it's the army, they put into action the plans that the super elites send downwards. All right. And part of their plan has been for hundreds of years to keep the Israelites oppressed, keep feeding them pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, anything that's against the Bible. They shoot in secret at the perfect. Yeah, that's what they do. That represents us. But how they do it is through their laws, through their system, basically, through this society, man, which is the elite society, man. Like America is this enslavement of the Israelites, and America is nothing but, it's basically it has been the cash cow of the elites, basically. It's where they make a lot of their money, most of their money. The Rockefeller family, which is Rockefeller family is nothing but the American branch off of the Rothschilds. All right, they're all related, man. So it says who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? And that's what they do. What's the snares they lay? Like I was mentioning, making our people go off, man. All right. The destruction of our people, abortion, the drugs epidemics, all these things that they've done over the years to destroy our people, man. And they say, who shall see them? That's the carnality of these Edomites, man. Especially these elites. They know they deal with Satan, but they know the Lord's real, but they still have that arrogancy and pride, man. You see? Who shall see them? All right. So it says, they search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and their heart is deep. That's right, man. Their inward thought is deep, man. Their heart is deep. That's all they've been planning for years is the NWO. This thing that's happening now with shutdowns of society, the implementation of the MOTB, the mark, all these things it's been a plan for hundreds of years, man. And now we're at the pinnacle of it. So it's kind of deep. The Lord took, such a main character or main person of the movie out, man. Took Evelyn the Rothschild to the spirit realm. He required his spirit, man. So that's kind of deep, because you'd have thought someone like that, that was very surprising when we found out that news, because you'd have thought someone like that would be alive to at least, see their plan come to pass, and then this world be destroyed and Yahweh Shai getting them. But the Lord does things in his way, man. He does things in his way. We're going to see, Lord willing, we're going to see Evelyn when he's, born in the kingdom in slavery, man. So it says, but the Lord shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And that's what's happening pretty much now. All right. That's what's happening pretty much now. All right. Basically, their tongues falling upon themselves. They've been revealed for, pretty much who they are, man. All right. The truth's coming out on them, basically. And that's through us, man. All right. That's why they got all these hate campaigns against the Israelites, through so-called Negro celebrities and all these things. And not just that, their tongue falling upon themselves. Their own people are talking about them. You got all these truther so-called white people talking about the elites. You see? So their own tongue, their media, they're just being revealed. Their celebrities, everything about Esau's world's being revealed. Their own tongues falling upon them. But even the so-called the Rothschilds, for example, at one time, no one knew. People knew about them, but they weren't being spoken about on a global level as they are today. Everyone knows there's some kind of conspiracy going on. There's people behind all of this. All right, and we know who it is, man. And a major player of one of those families, passed away yesterday, man. This is Isaiah 29:15. It says, "Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us?" That's these elites, all right? The Lord said, woe unto them, destruction unto them, man. That seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, all right? And that's what they've been doing for years. They've been doing their plans in the dark, man. Now it's being revealed, though, through how? Mainly through the prophets, man. Beginning with our apostles and elders, we're revealing the truth on who these elites are. I mean, our apostles have been talking about the Rothschilds for 40 years, man, 50 years, going back, talking about these top families. All right, and now it's even more so now because we have even more information, the internet now. I believe it was even one of the Rockefellers. He said we should never have created the internet, basically. All right, because why? Because the truth's being revealed on it. They're being exposed through the internet, man. That was the Lord anyway. The Lord created the internet so this truth can get out, man. All right, on a global scale, and that's what's happening. And it says, so their works that was in the dark is now being revealed, man. It says, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? And that's their mind of the elites. But the Lord and the angels see, man. And the Lord's put the spirit on men on the earth to expose you also, which has been happening. So I just, it's kind of deep that, Evelyn the Rothschild passed away yesterday. And the media hasn't, which proves that these are the rulers in the dark, because someone like that passes away with such a massive influence on the world, and the media, no one's talking about it. That proves these guys are the rulers, man. But anyway, it's the spirit of the Lord anyway. And, that's more signs that Esau's on his way out. There's that Evelyn passing has definitely affected, that family and also other elites in and around them, man. The other elite people, they know something's about to go down, man. All right. So, we know that, and we know something's about to go down. They're going to push hard for this new world order. The devil, Revelation 12:12, the devil shall come down on you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time, man. So, with that, I'm just going to say all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Shalom. Shalom.